Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bloody Bunch podcast number 6 with me, Balfour, and today...
Buddy. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got a little...
I gave him no cue.
Exactly.
I just fucking went with it.
Yeah.
So this week, it is us two. Kathy might join us again in the middle of it, like she did last weekend. But this week, we're going to talk about some of the E3 coverage that we didn't get to see prior to last week's episode. And to Buddy's story of him crying at another Pixar film.
It won't be the last time either.
Probably not. The writing is so damn good. Did you cry in Good Dinosaur?
I never saw that movie.
Oh, that one's actually pretty good.
Okay.
I recommend it. Like, seriously, the art team and animation team on that movie, holy crap. The scenery looked fantastic. I mean, the characters are cartoonish, but, like, the scenery, like, you can make a desktop background out of any scene in that movie. Any frame, for that matter. This is really, really good. But E3, so there was a couple of things that were announced. Hiro Kojima had, like, the greatest intro ever during the PS4 conference. Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was awesome. For the people who didn't see it, when they introduced Kojima, his logo appeared in the background, and then, like, another one of his logos was, like, coming down from the top very slowly, and he walked from the back up to the front of the stage, and as he was walking, like, rectangles began to make, like, this walkway as he was coming down, and it looked super beast. And of course, he was in a freaking graphic t-shirt and then a blazer, which, if you guys ever do, like, drinking games, that's a shot right there, for, like, the E3 conferences. Sorry, my voice is, like, all messed up. Oh, I should actually talk about that later as well. But, like, I think the greatest part about all that, like, everyone was freaking out that he was there. And, like, the first words he says is, "I'm back." And, like, the crowd went, like, crazy. Like, that was probably, like, my favorite part of the entire conference. I think it was that and the, what else? There's a few things I was excited for that conference. It was the Norman Reedus project, which I can't remember the name of the game offhand. Do you remember the name? It's the Kojima game, but it looks really interesting. That game, the new Spider-Man game done by Insomniac, which is pretty good, which is pretty cool. I did some work for them. I did some audio work for them.
Death Stranding.
There you go. Death Stranding. That's Hiro Kojima's new game. I believe is going to be a PS4 exclusive.
I believe so.
So that's pretty cool. You guys should check that out. You guys should definitely check out the PS4 E3 conference coverage that they had. It was really, really good. But yeah, so this new Spider-Man game looks cool. I don't like the way his symbol looks on his chest, but I think the game looks pretty solid. Crap, I think that's all I remember. Oh, a new freaking Crash Bandicoot.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Coming back. That's going to be freaking awesome. But yeah, I feel like the PS4 things were, like, the only real, like, the only good reveals this year. I don't know. Like, I was talking about it last week. Like, the E3 stuff this year was kind of lackluster, in my opinion.
I can see that.
What I was really hoping for was for some Kingdom Hearts stuff.
I don't think you saw any of that, did you?
No. And it made me sad. It made me very, very sad. But anyway, so regarding my voice. So I had the pleasure of going to Let's Play Live this past Friday.
Lucky bastard.
One of my friends hooked it up for me, and I didn't have to pay a cent. And I also was able to just enjoy the venue. It was really cool. So for people who don't know what Let's Play Live is, it was an event that was made by Rooster Teeth and Fullscreen for the Let's Play community. That's on the Rooster Teeth channel, as well as the Let's Play YouTube channel. And it consists of Achievement Hunter, Screw Attack, Kind of Funny, The Creatures, and Cow something. I can't remember their names. They're two dudes, but they're famous on the YouTubes. But it was a lot of fun. It was crazy. They had it at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, which is the place where they hold the Oscars. Which is really, really bizarre to have these dudes on stage playing video games and doing their thing on that area. And then for every nerd sitting in seats that celebrities are like, hey, we're here every year. Fuck it. But it was insane. Like the show that they put on, the production was fantastic. There were a few technical difficulties that I picked up on, but they resolved it really quick, and I was really impressed with it. Shout out to freaking Adam, who is their technical director over at Rooster Teeth. He was their stagehand, and he was like on the ball with all the games that they were switching over to and stuff like that. Really, really fantastic. I love production, so like whenever I see like productions being fixed on the spot, it's really, really cool. But so Let's Play Live, they played a ton of different games. Funhouse was there. Oh yeah, Funhouse is part of them too, which is essentially just like Rooster Teeth, or not Rooster Teeth, but Achievement Hunter, just dudes in LA, which is awesome. So like they were playing a ton of stuff, and there was a portion, buddy. I think you'll like this. Do you like Dark Souls?
Yeah.
Okay. So they do a video called Drunk Dark Souls or whatever. So every time they die, they do a drink. But this time, so they were doing a kind of like Drunk Souls, except they were doing every time they died, they had a gimp do something to torture them. And it was amazing. One of the cast members of Funhouse, his name is Lawrence, and in the community he's known as being like the weird nerdy dude who likes weird fetishes. So they really overplayed this, and like he was in the gimp costume. He had ball gags. He had nipple nipple clamps with a chain in the middle. It was hilarious, like, because they constantly kept dying, and like the entire audience was just screaming. As you can tell by my voice being all shot, being able to yell with the community and having like these inside jokes was awesome, because before they were on stage, they had a live Twitter feed going on. So like a hashtag Let's Play Live, like if anybody had that on Twitter, it would be posted on the big screen. So there's a inside joke. I'll have to explain this because like no one else, like if you're not a Funhouse fan, you won't understand it. But there is an individual whose last name is Peak, and that is part of Funhouse. And for some reason, I can't remember why, but for some reason, he has a cult of followers that call him Peak. And like whenever they see his name, they just put their hands up into a point over their head. And it was just constant throughout the night that someone would post a picture with the hashtag Let's Play Live, and the entire audience, like 3,000 people, all you would hear is just peak, like all in unison. And it was insane. Like it was so much fun to just hear like all these random jokes that I've listened to over the years, because I'm a huge Rooster Teeth fan. I've been following them for years. But yeah, so that's the reason why my voice is completely shot, is because today my voice is a lot better. Like yesterday I sounded like Batman, like the bad Batman, Christian Bale.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was so much fun. If you folks ever get the chance to see a internet tainer live on stage, like not a panel, but like them actively doing like a Let's Play or something like that, I highly recommend going to it. I posted it on Facebook stating that going to this show was really a history-making moment in terms of entertainment, because this is a new grounds of entertainment for the future. Most individuals watch their content online, watching it on YouTube, whether it's going to their favorite website, whatever. It's always online content. And the fact that content creators, we on a weekly basis can probably make maybe 8 hours of content on a weekly basis. That's about 32 hours a month. That's like 380 hours a year just on content alone. The fact that they can make that much content and then transpose that into a live show makes me so excited for what can happen in the future for live shows. I miss, like, one of the things I miss about Tucson Buddy is going to Cafe Mayday and Fall Ball, because you just have, like, it's like what, like $30, right? And you just see a bunch of bands
roughly,
playing.
Yeah.
Like, I love live shows. I miss that. I miss going down into the pits and having a good time. And, you know, just going to live shows is very different than just listening or watching it online. You get that actual personal experience for the most part. There are some bands who kind of just go up there, play each song, and then they're like, bye. Or they'll say like one word in between. They'll just be like, you like that? Try this.
And then they go into it.
Yeah, it's like, all right, that's not much of a personality. And those are the shows that are kind of lame. But like when you actually have an act that interacts with your audience and talks to you guys, whether it be a joke to try to fix a string in the back, doesn't matter. As long as they're like interacting with you, that's one of the things that I love. That's one of the things that I appreciate for entertainers, is if they are actively interacting with their audience. And that's another reason why I absolutely love Rooster Teeth and the community around it, because everyone is very humble with their work. They're very strong individuals who are very talented, but they never forget that their fans are the reason they are what they are, and that they can do what they do. So anyway, that's enough of me talking about Let's Play Live. We're going to kind of segue into what I did this past weekend, which was a pain in my ass. But before we do that, buddy, let us discuss how Pixar made the waters flow from your eyes.
Oh, it's because me and Michelle went to go see Finding Dory on Saturday.
All right, did you guys like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Made me cry, but I liked it.
All right, what part made you cry? And if you guys haven't seen Finding Dory yet, there might be spoilers, so just be warned.
When Dory finally meets her parents.
Aww.
And it was just like, you see the shells going to the home, like, oh god. And there was a woman up in the front a little bit, and they were just like, oh, like she was gonna start crying in the middle of the theater. I'm like, oh my god, poor woman.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I know a lot of people get really emotional during this film. For me, I don't know. I really wanted to like this movie. I'm not a huge Finding Nemo fan. Like, I thought the first one was alright. So, I mean, I wasn't really super excited for this one. But working in a Disney theater, you know, kinda comes with territory. For this movie, I thought it was... I don't know. I think... I like how they focused a lot on Dory's disability.
Mm-hmm.
Just because as someone who has a lot of different family members who suffer from disabilities, it's really nice to see that being portrayed on the big film, or on the big screen.
Yeah.
Just because I think it is something that people should be talking about.
Excuse me.
It's fine. That is one of the main things that I took away from this film, is focusing... Like, I mean, the entire plot focused around Dory's memory loss.
Yeah.
And that is a mental issue. And unfortunately, that is an issue that occurs in elderly people as well. And I'm happy that they focus solely on it, just because it touches on a lot. It hits home, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, people can understand the frustration, like the way Merlin did, like towards the beginning of the movie, how he was just like, you know, you forget everything, like you're used to that, so whatever. Yeah. And like, I know it hurts, but it's like, you know, that's kind of what these families deal with. You know, you have the individual who can't help it, and then you have the family who just gets extremely frustrated. And unfortunately, because there's no real outlet for those people trying to help them out, they sometimes lash out, and that causes a lot of problems. But that's why I feel like one of the things they should have focused a lot more on was kind of communication. Like, at least between Dory and Merlin. Like, I know there was like a lot of like, okay, I kind of understand this, but there wasn't a lot of talking about like Dory going off and trying to find this out. I don't know. I felt like in terms of the plot, I felt like it could have gone a different direction in a way that didn't force Dory's memory to kind of push things aside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they could have had Merlin and Nemo be more of the plot. That way they can, actually help her through this adventure. And although I will say to counter my argument, that the entire thing is all about her trying to do it on her own, which is great. But again, it's like, for me, I wanted the message of like, people will be there. But I don't know. Anyway, I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie, but I think it's a good movie. Yeah. I understand why people would cry especially during certain scenes. Like, there's certain scenes that really pulled at me, like when she's alone and she's like freaking out, like she doesn't know what to do. Or one of my favorite scenes is when she actually has a panic attack in when she's in the tunnels, where she's like, I'm stuck in the tunnels. I don't know what to do. I love that they focused on that. Like, there's a lot of disability and mental health issues that really are in this movie. Like, you cannot say that this movie does not have symbolism to so many disorders that need to be talked about, which is what I liked about it. But what was your favorite part of the movie, buddy?
I think let me see. There's a few good parts in the movie that I enjoyed. I think one of them was when Marlin and Nemo try to find Dory and they end up in a wading pool or whatever, and they're talking to the clam and everything. Shelly, why? I was too funny. I'm like, bro, I feel you.
I honestly believe the two best characters in this movie were what's her name, the shark and the whale and the what's the other one, the beluga whale, is that right?
The white one? Whale.
Yeah. I think those two characters were the funniest characters. Like, they were the perfect amount of comedy. I loved the way that they interacted with each other. It was awesome. I love those characters. But since we are talking about this movie, let me tell you, or let me give you a glimpse into how it is to work the opening weekend at a movie theater that only shows this movie.
That sounds like hell.
It's a lot to take in. So our movie theater holds approximately about 1,000 people. We've had sold out shows ever since Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Dealing with people is very interesting. I try my best to be extremely happy. So the Disney motto, try to do things with a smile. That way people can enjoy their stay.
But
okay, so I'm gonna start this off by saying, if you bring a gun to a movie theater, stop. I'm just gonna say that now. There's no point.
That happened to you?
So, okay, here's the thing. So we have metal detectors at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because we're not allowed to bring, any firearms, no metal objects, and no knives. It's a safety precaution just to make sure everyone's safe. We're in the heart of Hollywood. Yeah, we just want to make sure everyone's fine. Mm-hmm. So if you have a pocket knife, we usually take it. We put it in a bag, give you a ticket. Tell you you can pick it up after the film's over. Just go to one of these individuals and they'll give it back to you. We do not allow any firearms past our doors. That's our rule. And dealing with off-duty cops.
Oh, no.
Off-duty private investigators is very frustrating. There was, in total this weekend, I think I had to deal with about 4 or 5 off-duty cops.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I can just imagine the shit that they do.
And, the family is very understanding, family in general, just let them know, you guys have any metal objects, yada, yada, yada. There's, a whole spiel that we have to go through. That way we can get people in the doors fast as possible. And when it comes to these individuals, they'll pull out their badge, and I immediately know what's going on. So I just say, unfortunately, we do not allow any firearms past our doors, yada, yada, yada. Same spiel all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's usually like, well, you guys have a box, I can put it in the safe box that you guys have here. Unfortunately, we don't have a safe box either. If they want to put it anywhere, they'll have to go back to their car, or go down to the police station where they can hold it. You know, we give them that option. We give them that option that they can go do that. And because it's such an inconvenience for them, not because they're patient, because they're so inconvenienced by this, there's 3 options that happen. 1, they begin to yell at me and begin to scream at me, telling me, you know, if something were to happen, they're the only person who can stop it. All right, this first point, I just want to say, you 9 times out of 10, you've probably never fired that weapon in terms of a crisis. I'm just saying, you probably have, but you know what? Majority of the time, you've never been in a situation where you've had to use it.
Yeah.
Just stating that. Second option, what happens? They yell at me. Oh, wait, did I say that for the first one?
Yeah, you said yell and scream at your feet.
Okay, yeah.
Scream at you.
Second one, they immediately ask to talk to a manager. I restate our rules for the theater, and I say, all right, you can talk to a manager. I will call them right now. They are going to tell you a similar situation, and they will give you similar options. However, because you request this, I will try to get a manager for you to speak to. I'll ask them to step to the side, continue letting people in, yada, yada, yada. My manager will come, talk to them, tell them the exact same thing I have. They will get mad. They will take their family and leave. Because you're inconvenienced that you brought a gun. Third option. They're really nice about it, and they just go back and put it away.
Okay, then my question to that is this. How many times have you gotten number 3?
Today, I got one, and that was it.
Wow.
Yes. Here's my thing. And I might be wrong about this. Whatever. If I'm wrong, someone let me know. But my understanding is if you're an off-duty cop, you're considered a civilian, and that is not an issued firearm. From my understanding. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Someone can correct me on that. But even so, if you are going to a movie theater, what purpose do you have bringing a gun? If you are bringing a family of 6 or more, and because you are the only person who brought a firearm, and we are simply asking you to put it in a safe location, why should your family not be able to go to the movie? I feel like that's a dick move. Because you're inconvenienced. I'm just saying. That's all I have to say about it. Y'all can yell at me, whatever you want. Firearms are for safety. I don't care. I don't like guns to begin with. That's the stuff that I have to deal with at work. It's stated as our policy in the front of the doors twice. We state it as you're coming in. If you have an issue with that, just don't go to the movie. Simple as that. You don't have to go. So those are the big issues that I have, like, with work. Then I have smaller issues where people yell at me for the dumbest stuff. We had an individual who was yelling at me saying that I had to have had their ticket to let him in. But, yeah, so that's the stuff that I deal with at work. And that's what I had to deal with this weekend with, was it 4 days in a row? Yeah, 4 days in a row with all sold-out shows of 1,000 people each. And, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun life to live. I will say that.
I don't know if I can. I somewhat detect sarcasm, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's a hint of sarcasm in there. Alrighty. The thing is, like, I don't understand why a lot of people are stupid. Because again, like, we asked for any metal objects. It baffles me how many people don't understand that a cell phone is metal. That drives me nuts.
And they just go through beep.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's just my phone. It's like, yeah, that's metal. Like, do you not understand the way a phone works?
It's like you're just staring, giving them the death stare. That's metal.
I'm like, you don't even have to understand that there is a computer chip on the inside. Like, you could just look at your phone and it's like, oh, wait, there's a piece of metal right here. Maybe that's going to go off. Oh, my God. It's just simple things like that drive me nuts over at work. It's or you'll point directly at an object, like straight at an object. You will gesture to it, you will look at it, and you will point them in the right direction, and then they'll just go the other way. It's like, why ask the question? Like, why ask the question if you're just gonna be dumb about it?
Yeah.
But that's my rant about work. It's just it was a long weekend. I'm exhausted. My throat hurts. Seriously, Let's Play Live was the only thing that really kept my spirits up. And then the podcast as well. Because I enjoy doing this stuff for you guys.
He's lying to all of you.
I am not lying. I am here to talk. I mean, that's it. That's all I'm here for, is just talking. I mean, I've been talking for like half an hour already.
Yeah.
Message. But I don't know. So what did you do this week, buddy?
Really, I had a very unfulfilling weekend, other than the fact of going to the movies. As sad as that sounds. I know after the movies. Oh shit. After the movies, we both went to Waffle House and engulfed ourselves. And that was nice.
Waffle House.
And then talking to a drunk Maela. That's a different story.
Yes, we had to get Maela on the freaking podcast. That way we can talk to her about certain events that have happened in the past few weeks. There's a lot of stories that she has that I want everyone to listen to. Like, I want to ask her if she wants to come on and talk about it, because her life right now is very adventurous.
Yeah.
If you guys want to follow Maela on Twitter to see her shit, her tag is, what the hell's her thing? It's like Mylarv.
At MYLARV.
Yeah, go follow her. She'll love it. She'll be like, what the fuck's going on? And speaking of that, from now on, I'm going to put whoever's on the podcast, or if we mention anybody on the podcast at all, I'm going to be putting our Twitter handles. I'm going to be putting our Twitter handles in the description. So, if you're listening to this through the iTunes app, it'll be in the description. If you're listening to it on SoundCloud, it'll still be in the description over there as well. Last week we brought out the trailer for Monsters and Misfits, which you guys should definitely check out. The recording session was awesome. Unfortunately, there was a technical issue on my side with my capturing software.
Oh, no.
And it was saying that it was recording, but it missed about 15 minutes towards the end of what we were doing. So, like, buddy, that situation in the tree area?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so, like, it cuts from the first encounter to the second encounter. Yeah, so, I mean, like, it's not really much that they've missed.
But it's just, it's the highlight that happens in that area, though.
Yeah, no, don't worry. That's still there. That's still there.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you guys want to figure out what we're talking about, you guys should definitely tune in on July 1st when the first episode of Monsters and Misfits comes out on the YouTube channel. And we're also going to be coming out with some character videos as well. So you guys should definitely check out those once they come out. In terms of content that's going to be coming out later this week, I posted a video on Thursday. I think Thursdays are now going to be the weekly recap video. I feel like it's a good day, just because I work on the weekends.
Yeah.
And originally I wanted to do a Monday through Friday upload schedule, but as of right now, it looks like it's only going to be a Monday through Thursday kind of thing, just because of the way my schedule comes out. But I'm going to try my best to try to come out with a Friday video for everyone as soon as possible. But that being said, on Mondays, typically we're going to have the podcast be released and a type of Let's Play come out on Monday. So there's going to be two things coming out on Monday. Which is going to be the weekly type of thing. I feel like that's something we can absolutely maintain is at least Monday having a Let's Play and the podcast come out, because I immediately edit the podcast right afterwards and then I upload it and then yada yada yada. You guys are ready for it by Monday morning. And then Tuesdays I'm debating on whether I want to have another Let's Play or if I want to do another voiceover type of thing. There's going to be a voiceover video coming out on Tuesday. I know I said it last week, but unfortunately my schedule was a little hectic last week. On Tuesday, a voiceover type thing will be coming out. Unfortunately, that's not going to be monetized, though, because it does have copyrighted music. But, that's just what's going to happen. And speaking of monetization, I'm excited because our YouTube channel now has monetization. So if any of you guys use AdBlock, I understand it. Trust me, I understand using AdBlock. But, if you guys can just unblock it, maybe just for a video, and just check it out. Maybe there's an ad that you like. You might want to click on it. Who knows? Shit happens. Supporting us to continue making content would be awesome. I know I don't like asking for people to help support us, but I want to continue making content because I love it. I mean, it's not because I want to make money. Screw that. I hate money. I think Buddy knows I hate money. Money's dumb.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We need the euros. No, money's dumb.
Get out.
But no, yeah, so now we have monetization on most of our videos, and we now have a support button on our YouTube homepage, which you can check out. So if you guys, are feeling generous, if you guys just want to send a message to us, feel free to do so. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from the community. We want to know what you guys want, what you guys don't want. Just let us know what type of videos you guys want to see. That's the main thing that I want to know. I want to make content that the audience and I both like. I don't want to be able to just do a video don't get me wrong, that sounds bad. Like, I do want to do a video for you guys, but I think another important thing is to make sure that I'm doing the video because I also enjoy it as well. So I'm not going to force myself, for Five Nights at Freddy's videos. That's not going to happen. Just because I'm not comfortable with making a video off of that. I'm not good with that type of game where I'm stationary and I can't protect myself. It's just not my type of enjoyment, I guess. I'm sure it'll make great contact because I'll scream like a bitch, but I'd rather not. Besides, there's already one from the Twitch stream that we did for Extra Life 2 years ago. And speaking of Extra Life, we are going to be doing Extra Life again this year. Hopefully we can, hopefully we can raise more than $1,300, because that is what we met last year. We're going to have a couple more people coming over to my house, doing a couple of different games, maybe Cards Against Humanity, maybe a new card games called $1 Million But, which we can play with the audience. It depends. We'll see what might happen. And we also might have a special guest who might be able to come and play a song for you guys. So watch out for that. But if you guys are interested in the Extra Life things, just look up Extra Life on Google or Bing or Yahoo, I guess, if you're into that. And you guys can check out what it is. It's raise money for children's hospitals around the country. Usually I support my hometown of TMC, which is Tucson Medical Center. And I'm still debating whether I want to support them or if I want to look for a local hospital in California that I want to research in and see where that money goes. Just because I feel like if we are raising this money, I would like the money to go to at least go into programs that are going to benefit either the technological aspect of the hospital or fees for children and stuff like that. Children are our future. We need to protect them. So Extra Life again this year. Probably I think it's in November. So but I'll make an announcement video like I did last year and share that around. So this year is crazy. So many things going on all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was gonna say Jeremy. But Buddy was nice enough to send me to G2A, which is a pretty cool website, and we got some fun games that are going to come out within the next few weeks. There's quite a backlog of videos that I currently have. So you trust me, you guys are not short on content, at least. And I already have them scheduled to be released as well. That's another thing about monetization. You can actually set a timer for when you want stuff to be released, which is great because you don't have to be at your computer to be like, publish. But, all right, so I think that is it for this week's podcast. I know it's a little short, but it is just Buddy and I, and sometimes it's a little harder to bounce off topics. So, but if you guys like this episode of the podcast, let us know. Comment on SoundCloud, subscribe on iTunes. Maybe you guys can leave a rate on iTunes too if you guys want to comment on that. And hopefully next week we'll have another ensemble of individuals who want to talk about life and what we do. And, we'll see what happens next week, right? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Again, please subscribe on iTunes, and we will check you guys out next week.
Yeah.
Bye.